here, Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. Hope you're all doing good, hope you're all having a great time. So here we are. Again, I've got too much information for just one video, so I've broken it down into two. You've got Tarp Lines 101 and this video, which will come out about 15-20 minutes later, so it follows a series. And this is basically what I did for my scoff. I put the shorts up and everybody was keen to see it, and I used the methods that you guys voted for. So yeah, please enjoy, please like, subscribe, share, do all that usual stuff, leave a comment, so on and so on, and hopefully I'll see you Sunday night for the live stream. It's our 1 year anniversary and our giveaway will be announced. Guys, take it easy, have an absolutely awesome day, love those you do, forgive those you don't, peace and light be upon you all. Mickey out. So, cooking for myself this evening, and I'm going to be doing a stew. So, first things first, let's dice my meat. And as you see, I'm using the yellow handled Mora knife, which is the one I save for doing food prep. Purely and simply means that I've got one knife dedicated to sorting out my food. And what I'm going to do, I'll brown the meat, and then we're going to make a stew. So now I'm going to use one knife for everything at the moment because I've only got one knife for everything, and as I'm going to be cooking everything together, it's not a problem, and I'm going simple. Veg was chopped or cleaned before I brought it in. So nice hearty chunks of potato, carrot, you see I'm leaving the skin on the potato because I don't mind potato skin when it's cooked. I eat the skin from the baked potatoes, and I think it adds a little bit more flavour. And because it's a stew and it's rustic, everything's getting chopped roughly. There's my onion. I can hear Jason screaming at me now. What are you doing? But again, hearty, simple fare. This is a stew, so it's just going to be large lumps of veg, large lumps of meat, in a simple gravy, cooked and made safe to eat, safe to consume, and it will taste delicious. Right, so there's my onion, there's my meat. That's my secret ingredient, a bit of pearl barley. I do love a bit of pearl barley. Some gravy. Now, a tin of vegetable soup. Okay, that's going to make them broth for that. So now, let's have a look then. So let's get this meat browned. Let's move the camera. One of your problems with stuff going cooking
it, mate, there is that it is very difficult to control heat. I don't want to make a mess of my lid, because I'm going to be using it to bake bread on in a bit. Oh, company's there. Right, so we've got cool sides of the skillet. These dropped in there. Put that a little bit further away from the heat. Meat brown. Goes into the pot. Let's have a sort out here. That side. Put that up there. That will allow me to move that a bit further over there. Sort the onions out. Salt it. Carrots can go in. Make my eyes water. Let's get a little bit of heat under that. Just want these onions to start to soften a little bit. Want a little bit of toasting on the carrots. It releases the sugars, so I'm told. That can come off of there now. Come on, there. Cool down over there. Move that up to the other end. Slidey tool. I want this to cook relatively slowly. I want it to cook like a man. Next thing I'm going to add is a tin of vegetable soup. A little mix around, tin of veggie soup. Then I'm going to add an equal part water, just plain water. Yep, that's about right. So equal part soup to water, with that a stir. Make sure it's all mixed. Now I'm going to throw in my potatoes, space those out, use relatively evenly. And now a good sized handful of pearl barley. In fact 2, because I really like pearl barley. Bit of seasoning, bit of aromat. Now put the lid on that. Bannock bread. Okay, dead easy. In this bag I have 3 cups self-raising flour. Okay, I have 1 teaspoon of salt. That's all I have in there. To that, see, double bagged it, see, just to be clever. So what I'll do is take one bag off. Yeah, I've already taken that bag off. Okie doke. So to that, what I'll add is 1/4 of a cup, and these are the cups I use. So you've always got an equal measurement, whether it be a large cup, small cup, doesn't matter. 3 flour, 1/4 butter or olive oil, and then 1 1.5. A little bit more than a half there, so we'll chip a little bit of that away. 1.5. And then what you do is you mix it so you produce a dough. Now, because you're doing it in a bag, you've got to make sure you mix it well, but you don't want to knead it too much. You're just mixing it, getting the whole lot combined. You should have no dry flour in there. And if, like me, you're finding it is a little bit of a dry mix, just a tiny, tiny splash of water. I'm surprised. Oh, too much. Oh well, that's going to make it a bit soft. You'll be surprised how far that'll go. Well, what I'm going to do now, yeah, it's a little bit wet that one, but it'll do, it'll do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put this into a frying pan with a tiny little bit of oil, and we're going to cook our bannock bread. Now, knack with this, you don't want to cook it too hot. You want enough oil in there, really, just to coat your pan, because you're going to be putting a wet ingredient into a warm pan. Now, I've been advised not to knead it. So we're going to try it without kneading it. Apparently the best way of doing it is just to push it into your pan. It's about 1 inch thick and fairly even all over. Put my fingers off. Around so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to apply that to a gentle heat. Now, that heat's going to be a bit vicious for that. So what we'll do, we'll rake that log over to there. And that log over to there. There we go. And we'll just keep an eye on that. And that wants about 15 minutes each side. And that's going to be our bannock bread, which we're going to have alongside our stew, which we'll have a look at, see how that's coming on. Lovely. And you have to look at your fire, so you have to work out, where are you getting the most heat? Now I can see I'm getting a fair bit of heat there, so let's move it over this way a little bit and see how that does. What I don't want to do, I don't want to burn it, I don't want it overly cooked one side. So what you do is you just moderate your heats, moderate your temperatures. If I had to, lift it up, put a couple of bits of wood under it or a bit of stone, lift it up away from the heat, let it sit on that. Okay, want a nice slow bake. So let's have a look. let's have a look, see what we got. So the bannock bread, right, testing your bannock bread. Do you want to know it's cooked? Listen. So it sounds hollow. It should mean it's cooked. Right, moment of truth, I've either ruined it or I got it right. I think I got it right. Could have probably done with a little bit less moisture in it, but yeah, there's a crumb to that. That'll do me for my tea tonight. I won't eat all that, I don't think. And the stew, oh yeah, plenty of pearl barley. Right, as it's me up here, let's do the meaty bit. Love a bit of meat. So this stew's cooked for 3 hours. I have had to add more moisture to it. Some of the smaller bits of potato have disappeared completely. Oh, that's bloody hot. There we go. Lovely, look at that. Let's put that in that. And put the lid on that. Just remember your cast iron's going to retain heat for quite a while. Okay? So that will still be hot. If somebody came up in half an hour to get something to eat, that's still going to be piping hot. Okay? Simple as that. Alright. So what do I reckon? Success. The stew, absolutely lovely. Pearl barley gives it a, how do you put it? It sort of thickens it up. It makes it velvety. You know, it is a thick stew. This will stick to your ribs. The potato broken down, nice and soft, absorb the flavour from the stew. Oh, bowl's hot. I've got nice flavour from the potato skin. Beef, the beef has just come out so tender. But it should do, 3 hours of cooking, you know. Now, this isn't my wife's stew. My wife's stew's gorgeous, but I'm very proud of this. The bread's come out, I'm best describe this like a good dumpling. Nice and crispy on the outside, nice and soft in the centre. Got a good bite to it. It's not too stodgy. And there's actually perfect consistency for dipping. Oh, that's good. That is good. I shall save some of that bread for the morning, for breakfast. Can I split it? Look at that. Okay. A crumb on that. That ain't bad for an old boy up the woods, is it? Come on. You got to admit, that ain't bad. I'm pretty proud of that one. That's come out well. I wish I brought some butter up with me. That with a slather of butter on would be all I'd need in the morning. In actual fact, I don't even need my spoon. I'm just gonna sit here. Got a fire going, and it's a nice fire. It's a nice slow fire. It's going out plenty of heat, comfort, but it's a slow fire. It's not cooking the wood or eating its way through the wood. About to put the coffee on. Need the coffee. Actually, it'll be the second one of the day, but hey, can't have too much coffee, can you? And we're about to get into the Swedish stove as soon as it's light. Morning, guys. So it's breakfast time. In fact, let's have a look at the mug. Let's have a look at the mug. Oh, it looks a bit rough this morning. Right. So it's breakfast time. So what I'm going to do, got some of my stew from last night. I'm going to warm that nicely. And then what we're going to do, we're going to make a Swedish oven. Because I've got some bread left. Okay, but the bread is going to be cold. It's going to be a bit stodgy. And what I want to do is put a bit more life into it. So, got a bit of stew in my tin mug. Going to put this near the heat on the fire and let this warm up slowly. That will be nice. Swedish oven. It's an old technique. It's been around for donkey's years and it requires a Swedish cook set. Simple as that. So, what you do, you take one Swedish cook set with the methylated spirit burner. You take your pan like that. Now, the technique here, right, is to find something that will fit in like that. The heat's going to be building here. What you don't want is whatever you're trying to warm in direct contact with that, otherwise it will burn. Okay? So, what we do is we light the methylated spirit stove. We place that on there with the lid on, and we allow whatever we want to bake and to cook. So what we'll do, proof of the pudding, it's light my meth stove. A bit cold this morning, so we'll use the stick trick. And what we're going to do, we're going to take my bread that was left over from last night. We're going to place that in there, on that. We're going to close the lid. And we're just going to place that on there. That is a Swedish oven. And all we do now is let the spirit stove come up to bloom. Give it about 20 minutes. Bread's going to be lovely. Now, you say to me 20 minutes, but you've got to remember there's also a long way between that spirit stove down there and the base of this. So it is quite a gentle heat, okay? But it works, and it works well. Well, I think that's going to be about it. I think my bread's going to be done. So we're just going to get hot. Again, it's going to be hot, so you've got to be a little bit careful. Nice thing is that handle isn't hot. You can lift that handle off. You can get your snuffer ring. Snuff out your cooker. Move all that to one side out the way. Right. Lift that off. That's warm. Lift your plate out that you used to sit your bread on, and without touching the sides, lift your bread out. And my bread is toasty warm. Lovely, lovely. So we'll get into that with a bit of my stew, I think. Ooh. So there we go. Nice bit of stew. Enough for my breakfast. Now, yeah, I know I had stew last night, but I tell you what, stew the following day, oh, delicious. It's like curry. curry the day after. Once the flavours have all had a chance to settle and that, it is the way to go. It only gets better. Oh, this will set me up for the day. Give me the energy that I need. Got to be careful of the bread, it's a little bit warm, but it's worked. Okay, Swedish oven. The old trick, as with a lot of things, they get lost with time. And if there aren't the people trying them out, there aren't the people remembering, sharing, passing it on. Right, look at how big that, I thought it was a vehicle coming. There's not the people passing it on, sharing it, it dies. So you can improvise that type of oven with almost any sort of cook set. Okay, all you've got to remember is wherever the heat is hitting the base, you need something to lift whatever you're cooking off, and whether you use a griddle, a plate from a lid on my mess tin like I did, it doesn't matter, just as long as it lifts it up so it's not touching the bottom where the direct heat is and burning it. It's not fast, but to be honest with you, well, be honest with you, with a survival oven, or when you're cooking out here like this, actually, do you know what you don't want to cook fast? Cook slow, cook thorough, make sure it's cooked through. The problem with cooking things fast is quite often not done on the inside. We've all seen what happens with barbecues. So be patient, take your time, and let it cook. Oh, this is great. It's the way to start the day. This, and a nice strong cup of contact coffee. Yeah, that's me sorted. Well, all I've got to do now is let this burn out. I don't want to damp it today. I want to let it burn right down. Break the cam, put it all away, and trundle home to see the lovely Caroline. So guys, please like, subscribe, share. Remember, the giveaway is this Sunday. Join us on the live stream. Okay, this Sunday, 2000 hours, I will be giving away a prize to my subscribers, because my channel will be 1 year old. We'll have a little bit of a party possibly. Maybe hats, maybe cake. Anyhow, guys, from me, Mac, Kaz and Jason, love those you do, forgive those you don't, and as always, peace and light be upon you all.